Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. Let's please stand and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Father, would you please perform the invocation?
Heavenly Father, tonight we thank you for allowing us to come together. We thank you for this community. We thank you for those that serve this community, the mayor and the council. We thank you for all the workers and everybody that serve and make this community what it is. I ask your blessings on them. I ask that you give them wisdom and knowledge and how to keep us moving forward. That is best for us. And we give you thanks and praise for all you do for us and helping us. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Please be seated. Start with the roll call. Greg Smith. Here. Mike Snyder. Here. Robin Simpson. Absent. Jason Osborne. Here. Adrian.
Here.
Thank you. Lori Quinn. Here. All right. We have a quorum. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to review and approve the minutes of the July 25th, 2024 meeting. It should be found under tab 4.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 25th, 2024 meeting.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes of the July 25th, 2024 meeting. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes for the meeting on July 25th, 2024. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Moving right along, next thing we have is the mayor's report. First thing we have to discuss, and is going to require action by the board, is the company Civic Plus is the company that we have used in the past for the municipal code updates, and the cost quote is in the packet. Is that correct?
Yes.
It is.
What appears to have happened, we are able to access the current MCC, that's Monroe City Municipal Code, online. That online has not been updated for a couple of years. In order to do that, it would have to be done either manually or to have them do it. I would suggest that the manual method does not appear to be very effective, as we have approximately 2+ years of ordinances that have not been entered into the municipal code online. What you have in front of you is a quote, and I'll cut right to the chase. The annual amount to have them do that, where we send them the ordinance, the minutes, et cetera, is $3,495. I believe it's a good value because having up-to-date municipal codes is very important. Some of the ordinances that were recently passed are significant. Some of the ones we're going to be reviewing tonight are significant, and they need to be made available to the public when they choose to look them up for whatever purpose so they may choose. So what I would like for the board to do is to approve this request.
So I see they had monthly scratched out and wrote quarterly. Is it that quarterly updates then?
Yes, it's quarterly updates. In order to do monthly, we would have to buy a second $2,300 supplementary.
Oh,
So up to quarterly is what they'll do with the 2,300
okay.
supplement.
Is there a minimum?
That is their minimum.
So do we have what's missing from their site ready for them, or are we making progress on that?
The ordinances that were passed previously, including the ones most recently passed, are in file folders along with the minutes, along with the signed documentation from the mayor and verified by the city clerk. So once this would be approved, we should be able to move fairly rapidly. There are most likely 1, 2, 3 ordinances that we would not submit on the first go around. What we'll probably do is do 2022, the balance of 2021, 2022 that were passed after the codification, I think it was October of 2022. And then once those are completed, then come back and take a look at 2023. There was an ordinance that was discussed in November meeting minutes in 2023 that was later commented on as being incorrect because it was not in agreement with I believe a state statute. But we have to go back and review that, and I don't want to send that to them to put into the code, because I think we very, very well will want to, at the minimum, modify it, at the maximum, repeal it. So I think that makes sense. There are a couple of others that deal with some other issues I don't want to get into right now that require review, because it would appear that they were passed in opposition to the method in which they should have been passed based on our own ordinances. So it looks like it's an oversight. I'd like to have the opportunity to at least review it with the board before we decide to send it out to have it included in the Muni Code. Just a little bit of housekeeping. It seems to make sense. So what I would need is for a member of the board to make a motion to approve spending this amount, and then of course a second, and hopefully a passing vote to make this happen. I don't know of any other method we have to get this done.
So would it be $44.95 or $34.95?
$34.95. The 1,000 is to move it over from the self-service we have to the full service.
Oh, so it'll be an upgraded. Okay, be easier to search maybe. Okay. Make a motion to approve utilizing municipal code, which we already have.
Yeah, it's Civic Plus.
Civic Plus,
if you
yeah.
choose to use that.
To update the ordinances at a cost of $34.95 per year, with quarterly updates included,
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
plus the one-time.
Okay. I'm going to try to make it simple. We have a motion on the floor to approve the quote from Civic Plus to maintain the Muni Code online on an annual basis. The amount of the quote is $3,495. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the quote for $3,495 for update and maintenance of the Muni Code with Civic Plus. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Next thing is information only. And we will be conducting a working meeting on August the 14th of this year, beginning at 6:30 here in these chambers. There will be a working meeting to go over many different items. and of course it is open to the public. Next thing I wanted to do was to quickly do an update with the board on the Clarence Can Wholesale Water Commission. Keith Hall called me, specifically to advise me that he had been in contact with his representative with DNR relative to a grant that was available back in 2020. Back in 2020, that grant would have been approximately $3 million. That grant now would more than likely only be $2 million, possibly 2.5, depending upon their funding that they have available. In addition, with inflation and other expected costs, Monroe City's costs for debt would now be 6.5 or more likely $7 million of debt service versus the original 5. So that'll be information that we'll also be talking about in our working meeting. Just there'll be talk, no decisions, just discussion, and then we'll come back and take that information and utilize it to whatever decision the board shall make, which has to be done prior to September 30th. The next thing I think is going to be discussed. Amy, you're here. You're going to talk about the pool, and you're going to be discussing a recommended closing date.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move that on to that. There being no questions from anyone, that will be the conclusion of the mayor's report. Next thing we have on the agenda is the city clerk's report. Jeanette?
I provided everyone with bank balances. General fund currently has $1,493,865.18, and the sweep account has $600,646. Spoke to Jackie, and here's she's got a good update here for everybody on where she's at. It won't be much longer, and we'll be working on general ledger entries, and I'll be there with her when those are done. So as Chief Budget Officer, Mayor Miller asked me to do a quick analysis of our budget, and I have broke it. Everyone has a copy of the budget here.
Yes.
Report. I did do a separate one where I separated it out per department. You don't have this copy, but you have the information, but you just don't have it separated like I have it here. And I went through and just kind of highlighted the budget line items that are already overexpended for this year. There's not many, but there are a few, and at this point, those line items, we probably need to not spend on those line items unless it's for emergency purposes only. They're already over budget.
And you just looked at expenses, not
Yes.
right, not necessarily,
Can you kind of summarize what those are, what categories those are?
Some of it is like equipment maintenance,
Yeah.
tools and equipment, supplies and maintenance. Travel and training, office expense, things of that nature. A lot of the office expenses have to do with our mailings, because of postage rates and everything continue to go up. Plus we've done mass mailings, and those have been costly as well. So, but I do have those separated out. I plan to give those to the department heads tomorrow. I didn't know how you wanted to move forward on that.
My recommendation is that the board of aldermen, I would entertain someone making a motion to direct the department heads to not incur any more spending. Stop spending. How about that? on these accounts, on these individual accounts, individual departments where they already exceeded their budget, to allow the city clerk to direct them not to incur any additional expenses without the express approval of the Board of Aldermen, the Board of Whole.
We kind of already had done that in the past.
We're kind of already there, aren't we?
I'm not aware of that.
We did.
I think we're on a,
We're on a spending freeze
we're
now.
on a spending freeze now.
Okay, so then, will you then direct the city clerk to notify each department manager of their budget overage, so that they're aware that they're over and they cannot spend any more money on, whether it's training or materials or whatever it might be? I understand someone's gonna come in and say, hey, we gotta get the truck down to wherever, we gotta do this, and we'll deal with that, but I don't know how to address every potential possible request, but I think we just need to reiterate that we have to stop spending once we've reached our budget limit for that individual line item.
Do we provide this information to them on an ongoing basis so they know where they are?
That's what I'll have tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or-
But then, like, I would assume, I don't know, but ongoing, I would assume that would be nice for them to know on a regular basis.
Absolutely,
Don't you
yeah.
think that they know?
Definitely.
And maybe you do, or maybe the
Well-
town staff, I don't know.
This is actually the first time I've really got a chance to actually look at our budget.
Right.
So,
A lot of the information only recently has been
Right.
Been enough up to date.
up to date enough
And now
to
that
get to this
Jackie's got
point.
most of the bank entries in, it's more accurate now
Sure.
than it has been, so.
Yeah, 'cause I think historically, we used to get an updated budget at least monthly, maybe every council meeting, I don't remember.
Well, I think we're pretty close to being able to do that. It's
And I
not
do
all,
provide one to you all on a monthly basis.
Mhm. I mean, we've gotten this report, just
Yeah.
It's just actually
Exactly,
looking
yeah.
better now.
And then speaking of, I mean, of course, I think Jackie's report is what it is, we're making progress there too. Is there any other, of course, we're not quite getting there. Is there any other resources that we can, provide there, or is that's probably the kind of the best we could do? I mean, I don't know how much you can speed it up at this point anyway, but.
we've had several internal discussions on this, and without the benefit of having the experience with the current system that we are using and have been using for the last decade or two, it becomes a little difficult to do. There's an additional issue with when entering the data in G-Works, you can't have two people doing it at the same time unless you can somehow manage to have them each be able to do them sequentially in order, because it won't let you go back. Say if I'm trying to enter something for this month, it's difficult for me to explain this, but the software has its limitations of what it will allow you to do. So we can't have like 2 or 3 people on different workstations entering the data at this point in time. Is that fair?
It is. When you're working in certain areas such as bank reconciliation, you are locked out. If someone else is in it, then that other user's locked out and can't even get in. So,
Okay, sounds kind of like we're doing the best we can, and we're making progress. It's a lot better than it was. I just, I think everyone's a little impatient still at this point.
I do not believe that there's anyone out there that could be more impatient than Danette or myself, because we need this information in order to do our jobs and do them effectively. And we have to get this information to you, the board, so that you can also do your job and do it effectively. So please understand, we do understand the significance of getting this done. I think it's only fair to say that we're probably looking at late September. This should be complete just in time for us to perhaps belatedly finish up the budget, but that's not going to stop us. We're going to go ahead and be working with board members and individual committees where applicable, and go ahead and use the last budget as a baseline, if you will, or a benchmark, and we'll go ahead and fill in all the data based on our best estimates, and what would most likely change will be a realization of the actual accurate financial position within each of the funds, and then we will need to make whatever modifications or changes. But those should be very straightforward to make once we have a budget prepared. Are you comfortable with that comment?
Yes.
And what that means is we're not gonna have to wait until all the reconciliation, all the G-Works data, and all the accounts are complete. We'll be able to go ahead and put a budget together ahead of time based on historical data, historical spending, what we assume we will be spending going forward. We're taking a very critical look at all capital expenditures because we don't know that we will have the capital generated to do some of those. So those will probably all be kind of in limbo until after we get all the financials done. Is that an explanation that you all are comfortable with?
Yeah, answers my question.
Okay. So yeah, when we do our working meeting on the 14th, that's one of the things we'll be talking about is how we would like to approach budgeting with individual department heads, who amongst our board would be able to work with them, participate with them in their individual budgets. Might be able to split that up, use historical data, get their input, and go ahead and get it put together by department individually. Does that sound fair? Okay.
Down below, the utility policy revisions, that is later in the meeting, so we can wait to discuss that then if you like.
Okay. Does that complete your report? City Attorney's report?
To be brief, there's some ordinances that we'll get to later on that I've worked on with Lynette and the mayor. Then topics that we'll take up in closed session. That's all I've got.
Okay, thank you very much. Is Chris Hayes here tonight?
No, he said he wasn't coming.
Hmm?
He said he wasn't coming.
He wasn't coming? Okay, good enough. Okay, committee reports. Planning and zoning. Parks and Cemetery. Sir?
Just trying to remember, did anything with the plan, what, if there have been anything since the last meeting? We covered the,
Elevator?
I think that was the last thing, yeah, the other, okay. And we talked about it at the last meeting.
Yes, there were some preliminary, I believe there were preliminary decisions made. I believe there has to be some more work submitted to planning and zoning to lock that up, but I think they're probably moving accordingly. Parks and Cemetery?
The only thing I wanted to mention on that was, we've got a meeting planned with Mary Kendrick, is that?
Yes, Mary Kendrick.
Yes.
Yes.
On the 14th, to go over the bid packet for the North Park grant project.
Okay, very good. If anyone on the board would like to attend that, you are, of course, always welcome. Economic development.
Had a meeting this past Monday on the 5th and reviewed some things, and the minutes are in your packet on section 9. The elevator does have their anhydrous tank in place. The gravel looks wonderful. The street is nice and level. Looks like there's a fresh PVC pipe there for water. I don't know how fresh that is, but so making progress.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Along with economic development, I take this opportunity to address something somewhat related, and that is I would like to nominate Lori Quinn to serve as the city liaison for the Monroe City Economic Empowerment Political Action Committee. Based on your many years of experience and knowledge and your actions and activity within the city, I think it makes you an excellent candidate if you would so choose to accept that nomination.
I will, yeah.
What is that?
It's a PAC for moving forward with, how would you describe it, Debbie? What's that called, that tax that we're going to be looking at?
It is statute 671.1305, economic development.
Okay, very good. So I've made that recommendation to the board to nominate Lori Quinn to serve as the city's liaison with the Monroe City Economic Empowerment Political Action Committee. I would put that in the form of a motion. I would need a motion to do that.
I'll
Could
make
you
a motion.
clarify that, please? Is that to sit on the tax board
No,
or the PAC board?
no.
Which one?
Excuse me?
Which one is it? Sit on the tax
PAC.
board?
PAC,
PAC.
Political Action Committee,
PAC.
PAC.
I'll make a motion for Lori Quinn to serve as the city liaison for the Monroe City Economic Empowerment Political Action Committee.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to appoint Lori Quinn to act as the city liaison for the Monroe City Economic Empowerment Political Action Committee. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second on the floor to appoint Lori Quinn to serve as the city liaison for the Monroe City Economic Empowerment Political Action Committee. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on, anything else for economic development? Next on the agenda is administration. Do you have a report from administration, sir?
No.
Nuisance Review Board, Public Safety.
No.
No. You were planning on having a meeting?
It did not happen.
Excuse me?
It did not happen.
Oh, okay. Well, I trust you will let them know when you want to. All right, department reports. Police?
Nothing.
I do not see a representative from the fire department here. Go ahead, Sergeant.
Right.
I put my cart in front of the horse.
What did he say?
He put his
Put his
cart in
cart
front of
before
the
the
horse.
Well, I don't even have a horse, so you're doing better than I am. Water? Electric? Gas?
Yeah.
Anybody know?
Vodka. You want some?
This is the new OA manual, I just need approval from you guys in the minutes, that's gonna be a new book. So I can send a copy of the minutes to the state, if anybody wants to take it home and read it. It's 229 pages long.
I have it to put on back my.
I would be more than happy to let you take it home and read it if you want to.
What is that?
The operation and maintenance emergency response manual for the gas system. Just got done and the state just approved it. Just got the letter, should be right here in the front of the.
Cool.
I received that, thank you.
You did?
I have.
You get the original, I get the copy. Do you know that?
Is that important that I have the
Well,
original?
not really. All I get a
Is
copy.
that an annual thing?
Huh?
Is that an annual thing?
We've been working on this for quite a while,
Yeah.
but they will probably check it every year.
Mhm.
And if there's any changes made into the rules and regulations, we'll have to address it or amend it as the time comes. Anyway, does anybody want to take this home and read it? Come on.
Thank you,
I would suggest you put it in your library, and if we need to access it, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I can send you a copy email-wise too, if you want a copy.
Oh, good gosh, Norm, thank you.
Okay, well, this is the Department of Commerce and Insurance we used to be the Public Service Commission, but they changed the name. They're the ones that govern us, besides DOT. This has got most of the rules and regulations in it. you wanna take this quick home, you can read it too.
Department of Commerce and Insurance.
Yep, used to be Public Service Commission, but they changed the name to Department of Commerce and Insurance. I don't know why, but,
Then the state blessed it already?
excuse me?
The state blessed it,
Yes, yes, they did.
the little one, or whatever?
No,
Yeah.
oh, no, this is their book.
Oh, well, then.
I just copied it off their
Yeah.
website. Yeah, but they blessed our lips, you know. And I got a letter from, I think it's Kathleen from the Public Service Commission saying it's been approved. Actually, it's from Greg, but Kathleen's his boss, so.
It took some work.
Yes, it did.
That was quite a project, wasn't it?
We just got done with the OQ earlier, last year. We wanted to get, when Shirley was still here, we tried to get USDI to do it, but they wanted $15,000 up to it. So we actually saved $15,000.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Is there any action required of the board?
I need a motion to adopt the.
Yeah, I guess you just need a motion to adopt it so we can get it in minutes.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the updated,
Emergency response.
emergency response rate list.
Yeah, it's dated 7/10/24, so that'll be the newest model or book we got.
What is the nomenclature of that manual? What's it called?
It's called Monroe City Gas Department Operation and Maintenance Manual, including emergency response manual.
I second it.
That's what it's called.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the Monroe City Gas Department Operation and Maintenance Manual, including Emergency Response Manual dated 7/10/2024. Do we have a second?
I agree.
We have a motion and a second. I'm still stuck on that long, yeah.
I just didn't want to say it.
I thank you. We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the Monroe City Gas Department Operation and Maintenance Manual, including Emergency Response Manual revised 7/10/2024. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Thank you, Terry, for your hard work. I know it was not easy.
Thank you,
Thank
Terry.
you.
You're welcome. Hope we don't have to do it again for a long time. Anybody want to take it home, read it?
You're
Yeah,
good,
sure.
thank you. I just,
I'm
we know where
trying
to
to
find
quit.
it.
Okay. Or email me and I'll mail you a copy of it.
Thank you. Street Department? Airport?
Airport, we had a good turnout for Oshkosh, probably over 60 airplanes. We sold probably over around $15,000 worth of gasoline in that 2 weeks time. Getting ready to host the Glen Valley College Association fly-in this coming Saturday. And I'd like to request if we could get 6 picnic tables by probably this Friday, so that we can set them up Saturday morning. We'll probably start serving food around 9 o'clock, and it usually lasts till noon or so, and everybody's invited.
What's it called again, Dale?
It's the Glen Wiley, the GWPA, Glen Wiley Pilots Association.
And by Friday, you mean tomorrow, you would like those picnic tables or?
No, next Friday, by next Friday.
Next Friday.
Other than that, everything's been going good. The mayor came out and spent a whole afternoon with us while we had a lot of airplanes going through.
I heard that out at CNR.
I think he had a good time.
Free hot dogs were great.
I gave away a lot of hot dogs.
Yes, he did.
We had people through from as far as Phoenix, Arizona. 3 different airplanes came through from Phoenix. A lot from Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana.
It- It was good. It was good. Everyone was appreciative of the airport and what was offered. They all had very positive comments about the appearance of the airport and the condition of the airport and the FBO office. Amazing bunch of people because they were all very friendly and it was fun. It was a fun afternoon.
And the courtesy card's been out 5 or 6 times the last week or so.
Good.
We're getting some use of that. And so I tell them all the story where it came from the VFW folks. So everything's going good.
The street department went out and did some repairs on
Yeah, the street department came out and filled in some cracks in the asphalt and painted the awning that I built over the credit card pump. Help keep the water off of it so we don't have trouble with that anymore.
And then electric department went out and reinstalled a real large sign that says Captain Ben Smith Airport and LO Coolant Terminal. They reinstalled that real nicely. I don't think it'll blow off nearly as easy next time.
It had blown off the building over a year ago.
Okay.
I had it stored and they came out and put that back up. So, what else do we do, Ronnie? You're doing a better job than I am.
I apologize. Yeah,
He
it was just,
enjoyed it.
it was nice to get to see all the departments get together and go out there and do a little housekeeping. When people fly into the airport, in case you're not aware, most of the people that own private planes are typically people who are successful, and they leave here with a very good impression of the city of Monroe City. So, will it pay benefits someday? I hope and pray it does. I hope and pray that someone flies in someday and says, I'd like to stay here, or
That's
visit
what
more
I've been
often,
looking
or
for.
something along those lines.
Yeah.
We've had several protesters working this past week. They probably applied over 25 or 30,000 acres worth of fungicide on the corn and beans, and that's ongoing. So we're doing good. Thank you for your support.
You're certainly welcome. Thank you for all that you do. Mosswood? I apologize. What?
Sorry. I did get a bid from LOQW on cleaning out
Oh,
there
yes.
at the airport. And they brought that in tonight, or about 4:30 or so. But their rate is just going to be $13.83 an hour. It's minimum wage plus like payroll taxes, unemployment, things like that. So if that's anything that we're interested in providing for the airport, we would just need a motion to accept the employment agreement. With the date on here, it has a September 1 as a start date.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to accept the bid from LOQ, what?
LOQW.
LOQW for performing janitorial service at the airport.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Lori Quinn to accept the bid from
LOQW.
LOQW. I need to write that down. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the bid from LOQW for janitorial service at the airport. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries.
We're talking what, just every couple of weeks is all, probably all.
I think after they clean it once, then we can kind of decide where you want to go from there.
All right.
Give us some direction and we'll work with them on the schedule.
All right, thank you.
Mosswood. Okay. The pool.
So basically, I'm just here to ask for some help in deciding a final date for our pool to be open. School starts the 21st, so that's kind of typically a guideline to close the pool. In the past, we've closed it about the weekend before, which would be about the 18th. Now, that being said, we could keep it open longer. We probably have to close during the week, open on weekends, beg guards to work, until Memorial Day weekend. But that is totally up to you guys. Kind of wanted your input on this.
Will they come if you, will you have enough to keep it open?
Possibly. I can't.
Historically, what have we done?
It used to be in the past, wasn't it, Labor Day, and then here lately, the last several years, it's been when school starts.
Is that more because of being able to find lifeguards to man it?
Correct.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of college lifeguards. We've got a couple that are going off to college, but a lot of our guards this year were high school students. Now, with that being said, that's a good thing and a bad thing. That's good that they're not leaving completely, but they all are also busy.
With that school activities.
After school stuff, yeah.
If I may interject, recently we had a couple of occasions where we were unable to keep the pool open throughout its entire scheduled day because of an issue with lifeguards. And we did receive some communications from some individuals who had, believing the pool was going to be open. They, they got the family and they all go out to the pool and lo and behold, it's closed. And I can see that occurring a few more times between the start of school on the 21st and the end of the month. And I would encourage the board to consider closing on the 18th, so we don't have to deal with trying to, on a day-by-day basis, depending on who is going to be there. Is the pool going to be open? Is it going to be open all day? Is the deep end going to be closed? I think it just makes it a whole lot easier on everybody to say, hey, it closed on the 18th. Thank you all for your patronage. We'll see you next year.
I have
But
made
it's your
some phone
fault.
calls to Shelbina, Clarence, Shelbyville. They have made an agreement to close on the 13th. So they're in the same predicament as us. It's not something
I guess the
that
only
everyone's not going through.
question I got is, you brought up the potential of like keeping it open on weekends. I mean, that seems like you would potentially have more lifeguards because they would be off on weekends, but also maybe you would have, well, maybe, I don't know.
You'd think.
You're working it, and maybe you would have more people that would come on the weekends, but do you think it would be, worthwhile to do that for a few weekends, or is it probably?
Here's the other factor is expense. So I'm not saying it can't be done. We can, if you say do it, we'll do our best to get it done. But you are gonna pay for chemicals for a pool to sit idle for a whole week.
You still have to put chemicals in
Yes,
even if you're not.
to keep
using during
it
the-
balanced, yeah. And then, get open a weekend and then a whole nother week. So basically 2 weeks we're pumping chemicals in.
So we could be losing money for keeping it open. Yeah.
But that's your choice, and I'm open to either idea.
I would entertain a motion to close the pool on the 18th, after the completion of the 18th, at the end of business on the 18th of August.
That someday, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we, close the pool, completion business on the 18th of August.
We have a motion on the floor to close the pool at the end of the day on August the 18th. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to close the pool on the end of the day on the 18th. Sunday will be the last day the pool will be open for this year. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Pool will close on the 18th. Thank you, Amy, for your hard work all year long. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Another quick question. So
Yes.
usually the last day of the pool is open, we have an end of the year little community pool bash. That just basically is consistent of some games and whatnot. I don't currently have a budget to work with that. I don't know that we need a lot, but maybe it's just a small budget for prizes and things for the community. Even, I know we've given away a season pass. That's one of the big things. At the end of the day, we draw for that, for the next season. I don't know what your all's thoughts are on doing something like that again.
I'd say I think
You have some
we've
input on
done
this, do you not?
the passes.
Well, we were just talking about budget freeze and all that earlier, so I don't know where that falls, but yes.
The passes would probably be okay to do some passes, because that isn't really cost us anything.
Yeah,
You could do some
we're
passes,
not out of pocket for it.
daily passes,
We can
season
do daily
passes, do a
passes
few
or
of those or something,
the
because
grand
that's
prize
not really
being
gonna get in
season
our
pass.
pocket right now.
So
Are
you're,
you over budget?
I don't know what our budget is. I don't know that we had one. We've just kind of been trying to be close and not buy anything we didn't absolutely need.
How are we doing on food and stuff? Will we be able to get rid of everything?
Oh, yeah. Cause that leaves us at about 10 more days, so yeah, definitely.
You get away with leftover candy bars.
If we didn't have anything left over, I've been pretty tight, so I haven't bought anything we didn't absolutely need, and I haven't bought anything new for a while, so.
I kinda agree with Jason. I think some daily passes with the season passes, big grand,
I mean, you normally,
Normally we
$1,000
buy
on
stuff from
Barbie
like
or-
different businesses like Brown and Grace gift cards, or, we try to support local business like DD's Bucks or whatever,
is there a chance that they will donate?
possibly.
Yeah.
maybe I'll donate a bunch of hand-sized beach balls
Okay.
as lunch.
Okay.
So I think what I'm hearing, try to move us forward, move us along. The board's in favor of giving away season passes. Is that correct? How many season passes would you be in favor of giving away?
I think the grand prize is like a family pass.
Okay, so you need one family
I don't know
pass.
how many people that would include, but that's usually for the end of the season, and then we grant that for the following season.
Okay, so one family pass.
There's $200 for office expense available for the pool.
Say it again.
200 for office expense for the pool.
200 for office expense. What's the value of family pass? 180?
$85.
$85.
$95.
85 for a single, I think it depends, it goes from like 3 to 5.
Yeah,
it's
depending on
like
how many.
But you're saying maybe $200 to spend on something, or you say to include
Yeah,
the
because the passes.
passes don't physically, I mean, actually.
You do a family pass for yearly, family pass, a yearly individual pass, and then some daily passes. Is that what? You do
I'm fine.
daily passes?
It's up to you guys, whatever you wanna get, I can either go buy stuff at some local businesses to add some prizes, or whatever.
So we have a little bit for available in the budget there. We shouldn't have anything else allotted for that. We're closing it here in 2 weeks.
Right, 10 days.
You do a watermelon,
Do it.
you throw a watermelon in the pool and whoever gets it. You ever done that?
I've not done that.
Really? Yeah. They used to take, I don't know what they put on it, but some kind of
I got
food,
one.
food
Olive
grade
or something.
grease or something and throw it in the pool
And
and
then it
let
gets
everybody.
I would say if we have that money left over, that we've already budgeted, then they can, we can go buy some fun things. And we can, but that's just.
Like some local business, like I said, Crown Grace, BB's, anybody else that might come to mind.
Are you saying?
Some like, and usually we do like $5 to $10 gift cards, is what we do. So then a lot of kids get prizes. Makes it for fun.
John,
Last
you see any
day of the
problem?
pool.
You see any problem with this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Give them all.
So you want to, okay,
Well, I would,
Up to 200.
how much we have?
Up to 200.
I'd authorize
All right.
the pool to spend up to $200 on the end of year party.
Okay, and will your motion also include awarding one annual family pass and one annual individual pass?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to allow the pool manager to spend up to $200 on the end of the year party. In addition to that, they will award a gift of one annual family pass and one annual individual pass. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to allow the pool manager to spend up to $200 for the end of the year party, to award one annual family pass and one annual individual pass. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All say no. All opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That was a long one. Okay, you got that recorded? All right, next on the agenda is presentation of bills and approval of payments. That should be under tab 11.
Along with the accounts payable, there's also an updated price sheet from Cintas. Alex and myself met with them a week or two ago, and I just flat out asked them, we've been a customer for many years, what can you do for us on our rate? And they did come back with lower rates on everything, so if we want to continue with Cintas, they have presented another agreement.
Is that like a daily?
36 months.
Is that a daily price on each item, or how is that?
It's a unit price for each item.
Per piece.
Per month, or?
Or as needed.
Well, basically, each
Our
time they
guys
wash it,
wash
so,
their own uniforms and everything.
Right.
Cintas doesn't do any of that, so.
Right. So a pair of jeans costs us 56 cents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Clarification, this says 60 months.
Well, I had Alex reach back out to him and ask if we could do a lower agreement, and they said they could go down to 36 months.
Okay, they would then need to submit
Yeah.
a modified document or writer with this, I think, before we want to agree to that, if in fact the board wants to agree with it. I know one of the things that we had talked about was looking into a uniform allowance. That would take a little bit of work if we were decided to do that. Did your office conclude whether or not we could potentially save money by doing that, or would it cost us more money, in your opinion, to look at a uniform allowance versus using Centos?
Well, it all depends on how much of a uniform allowance, of course, that you would want to go with. The first time around, I mean, mainly, they're gonna need everything, every item, if we go with a clothing allowance.
Okay.
Um,
So it's your
We can
recommendation?
get into that further for next budget year.
Is your recommendation that, well,
Yeah, but we're signing the
this is going for
contract.
36 months, it won't be next budget year, it'll be 3 years from now.
Who uses this, I don't know.
What's that?
Who gets the,
Electric, gas, and street department. And then they also do our mats here in the city.
okay, the matched.
So is that 225? Is that what we're paying them now in monthly?
I believe, yes, that is. We get one bill that'll have the mats and some that'll have.
One time around, it's all uniforms, next time around, it would be like the mats and the rags and things like that.
Okay.
Real quick, is there a minimum? Is there a minimum fee?
I don't think so.
Well, so if someone decided, well, let me put it a different way.
$35.
If we enter into a 36-month agreement, and at some point in time during that 36-month agreement, we saying the board would choose to, after deliberation, to go with a uniform allowance, would we be able to reduce our monthly cost by just not using the uniforms?
Turning them back in.
Is that you think that's a fair comment to make?
Yeah, I mean, I was just asking Alex what our current, contract is up or expires, but, let's hold off till next council meeting until we find out about what our current contract information has in it.
I'll also say that this does include fire resistant and high vis uniforms that some of our departments need for their work.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Those are NFPA certified and required.
Yes.
Good point. Okay. I'll withdraw my comments. If you want to have this pass in this meeting, I'm okay with it.
Fire resistant stuff, are they sending out to be cleaned, because those shouldn't be washed at home?
I know,
Yeah.
I know, uh-huh.
Yeah, well, with that,
Fabric
with
softener
that.
and
No, it's a big no-no.
Let's hold off until we get more information at the next meeting.
Okay,
And I'd rather see something in writing other than a note for 36 months.
okay, we can do that. We can certainly do that. Okay, on the bills payable.
$1,300 or no, $1,100 for a pre-treatment report. Must be a lot that goes into that.
There was a past invoice that was sent.
Oh.
That's one that we are wanting to
Okay.
talk with George about.
Gotcha.
what's the service connection fees for, Department of Natural Resources and Admin?
Those, on your last, bill, you had a sewer user fee and you had a water primacy fee. And those are required annually by Department of Natural Resources, and that's us
Submitting those
Yeah.
from the fee, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable for August 8th, 2024.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the accounts payable for August 8th, 2024. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and second on the floor to approve the accounts payable for August 8th, 2024 accounts payable. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Accounts payable are approved. Okay, we have, now we will be discussing new business. The first of these will be bill number 7, contained under tab 12. Bill number 7 is an ordinance amending section 86.08.05 of the Code of Ordinances of the Monroe City Municipal Code. Are the amended portions highlighted?
No, this was a final version, final draft.
On the, social security number will be requested on the application. Is that something that people can not put on there and we still service? Because we don't actually run a credit check. Okay.
I'll make a motion for first reading for bill number 7, an ordinance amending section 86.08.0505 of the Code of Ordinances of the Monroe City Municipal Code.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending section 86.08.0505 of the Code of Ordinances of the Monroe City Municipal Code. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and the floor, we have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending section 86.08.0505 of the Code of Ordinances of the Monroe City Municipal Code. Roll call.
Are we allowed to know what that is?
Excuse me?
Are we allowed to hear what that is? The amendment?
It's been posted for.
Isn't it posted on?
It's been posted for,
Posted on the front door.
it's been posted for a required amount of time. That's why I asked if the amended portions had been highlighted. We would have just discussed the amendments. Do you care to take a couple of minutes, or do you want to go ahead and have the roll call vote? Your Honor, you're the city attorney. What say you?
Well, I mean, it's the council, it's up to the council. See what they want to do.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor and a second on the floor to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending section 86.08.0505 of the Code of Ordinances of the Monroe City Municipal Code. Is this done by voice, City Clerk?
Mhm.
By individually?
No,
Individually poll?
the second one will be by roll call.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries for the first reading. Do we want to do a second reading tonight, or do we want to put it off to the next meeting? Charles' call. If you're comfortable with it, you've had an opportunity to review it, and you're okay with it, then certainly we'll do whatever the board wishes.
Brad, did you have a chance to read it?
I say what then if that's the case,
How hard would
clarity,
it be to highlight the changes?
well,
I'll have a copy of the one from the last meeting that's highlighted.
but if you're saying we could put out the second reading till next meeting, and they could read, whoever wants to.
That's how it was originally designed, those first and second and third readings, so you do one at one meeting, one at another meeting, one at a third
I
meeting.
would say.
So everybody has time to review it,
just
think
have
about
the
it.
People that are affected.
Or, I mean, if we could just give a
And
copy
just
to
over the
those
years, it's
people
all
that,
been done
that
at
wanna
once.
review it, instead of having to stand at the door and.
If I may, the general public doesn't know, other than posting on your agenda on the door, does the general public know you were going to amend it tonight? And if they didn't know, like I didn't know, Brad didn't know, I may have been in City Hall once this week, I don't know. But
Oh, wow.
Published in the paper.
Say it again.
that's what we're talking
Well,
about.
it's been posted, that's the requirement, I mean, what other way is there to tell the general public the agenda, and we post it on the door?
And the post office. Right?
I don't know who to do the post office now.
In the
Police department and city hall.
I think in the best interest of the citizens, we give them, if there's people that haven't got to read it. Unless that's gonna mess something up, I mean, I think that it would be nice if they could
Yeah, if
have a
it's a
chance to
detriment,
read it.
then you do business, but if it doesn't kill the crowd, you might as well.
If we can do the second reading at the next council meeting.
Unless someone can.
I'm good with that, we have some people who have some interest in reviewing it, so
Yeah.
I'd say we encourage them
Have
to
something that they have.
review it, and, I know we're slowing it down.
What's that?
I know we're slowing it down a little bit, 'cause you
It's
had last
okay,
meeting, we didn't quite get,
we can do second.
we didn't quite get good with the.
It's, yeah, it's kind of long.
All right, so this ordinance is tabled until the next meeting. Bill number 8. This is something that's been a long time coming. An ordinance addressing access to utility meters. Bill number 8. Be ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Monroe City, Missouri as follows. Section 1, Article 86.04.02 is added to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Monroe City to read as follows. Utility meters. Access to meters to be unobstructed. All utility meters and metering devices situated or being in the City of Monroe City must be free of all obstacles, including tall grass, shrubs, refuse, fences, or parked vehicles, and easily accessible to duly authorized employees or contractors of the City of Monroe City for operation, reading, repair, or inspections. The utility service shall be turned off from any meter that shall not be so kept and shall not be turned on again until all obstacles are removed and the service reconnection cost is paid. Vehicles parked in such a way to obstruct the access of any meter will be removed by towing without further warning and at the vehicle owner's cost.
Are we doing any kind of a notification? Do we need to give any kind of a notification?
This has been posted as well.
Yeah.
I will say,
Well, I mean, as far as specific. If a resident has a block meter, do we need to give some sort of, I mean, even if it's 24 hours or?
I know you commented that we have had some problems with this.
we've had,
Yeah, we have.
we've had
We've had
issues with
problems.
ongoing residents, yes.
Yeah.
Talking to Missouri Municipal League, we're not alone, this is a problem across the state. So this ordinance came from them as an ordinance that other towns have used to address this problem. So.
I think that something that the board may choose to consider is we could do a mailing with the next utility bills and basically put the text of the ordinance in the notification.
Was
It's an ongoing problem because we have people who refuse to make their meters accessible. We have people who take a picture of their meter and send us the reading because they
Or
refuse
maybe
to
just
open their
send it to the
vents.
ones that we have problems.
It's a real problem.
You don't wanna do.
They built their boards.
Would one member of the board choose to acknowledge Phoebe so we can vote to allow her to address the board?
Phoebe.
We do have the door hangers that we did find, that we have been, they gave them to guys last month when they read meters, to put them on the door hangers, or on their doorknobs to tell them that we could read their meter and they needed to call us. So that, most of them have had warning. So I mean, instead of mailing out a mass mailer, they have had warning.
Yeah, because that may be the deal, I mean, as opposed to, I mean, mass mailing may not be a bad idea, I don't know what that cost us, we did mention cost of mailing. But it sounds like we've been giving the individuals in question warning already.
Yes.
Well,
We have no
I brought
recourse.
up the fact of the letter that we were giving to the meter readers, that they were posting on the doors. And then we've got these placards to put on the door, but it still continues.
We can do all the above. I mean, relative to, my understanding is those who would be in violation are ongoing, problematic, historically problematic. We have very little at our disposal to deal with these issues unless we have an ordinance. And this is a model ordinance provided by MML along with a little bit of tweaking. We had 3 different model ordinances to choose from. We tried to take those and combine them into an ordinance that seemed to be maybe best for our particular issues that we have to deal with ongoing. I've had at least 1 or 2 instances of the personnel within People Services come to my office and basically suggest that if we don't do something, they're going to stop reading meters at certain homes because it's just pallets stacked up, lumber stacked up around the meters. Some meters they have to basically try to knock the weeds down to get to it. We need to do something.
It's a safety issue,
Yeah.
it's a safety
Well, it's a
concern,
nuisance
if there's a fire, anything of that nature.
So we need to
We
do
have to be able to
something.
get access to the
Yes.
meters in cases to shut them off in cases of
Yes.
fire, or
Yeah.
whatever you said, or leaks.
It's real, and that did come up on at least 1 instance of access to the pole to disconnect the electric. I think it was for a fire. So we have an issue to deal with.
You should probably include in there people chain their dogs up.
I was just about to say that.
There was a lot of instances when I would go to the inn, that there'd be a mean dog chain up there and I couldn't get to it.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about.
Yeah, all obstacles, I mean, it doesn't specify animals, but
Well, that's an obstacle.
yeah,
So-
that's what I figured too, yeah.
And I know it's not Public Service Commission anymore, it's the Insurance Department, whatever. They also say gas meters need to be accessible at all times for our municipality.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
if
in
there's
case
a
of
leak.
gas leak, you have to
Yes.
shut it off, that's a
Yeah.
safety issue, and not just for that individual, but I mean for.
The entire block
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
Are you suggesting, is someone on the board suggesting that we go back and rewrite this and make some modifications to
No,
it?
I mean,
I don't think so.
this is off a model ordinance,
It is, it
Yeah,
is, it is.
Says all.
I make a motion that we, for the first reading of this ordinance as written.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor for the first reading of an ordinance addressing access to utility meters. Article 8604.02 would be added to the Court of Ordinances of the City of Monroe City to read as follows. Do I have to do this again? Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for the first reading of Article 86.0402. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The first reading is approved.
Do we want to go ahead and do the second reading for this one?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for a second reading, bill number 8, an ordinance addressing access to utility meters. Section 1, Article 86.0402 is added to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Monroe City to read as follows. Utility meters, access to meters to be unobstructed.
We have a motion on the floor for a second reading. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for the second reading of an ordinance addressing access to utility meters. Article 86.04.02 would be added to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Monroe City. Read as follows. Access to meters to be unobstructed. Now do we do the roll call?
Alderman Smith,
Yes.
Alderman Schneider,
Yes.
Alderman Osborne,
Yes.
Alderman Saunders,
Yes.
Alderman Quinn.
Yes.
Motion passes. Second reading is approved. The ordinance will be added to the Monroe City Code. Next,
This would basically take effect with this coming up meter reading.
it would take effect from the date of passage.
Very data passage,
Yes.
right, but the next meter reading is next week, so.
That would be a true statement. Now will give us an opportunity to put notices on the doors. Perhaps that would be also an opportunity to draft a letter to go with the note for those individuals who may be in non-compliance with this ordinance. That would give them an opportunity to get their situation basically a month to get their situation corrected. And I think that after that point in time, it would be difficult for them to explain why it's not corrected. I mean, I think that if it would be the case of an individual who is handicapped or otherwise, they could contact the city hall, and we would see if we could make arrangements to maybe provide them some assistance to getting to our meters as long as it's justified and justifiable. Would you all be agreeable to that?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think we need a motion to do that. I think that we can just go ahead and do that. So on bill number 9, again, this is something that we've had to attempt to deal with multiple times in the past. This is an ordinance addressing tampering or damage to utility meters. It reads as follows. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Monroe City, Missouri as follows. Section 1, Article 86.04.01. The last one's .02. Is added to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Monroe City reads as follows. Article 86.04.01, utility meters. Tampering with or damage. It shall be unlawful for any person other than a duly authorized employee or contractor of the City of Monroe City to alter, change, deface, remove, interfere with, open, or in any other way molest or damage any meter situated or being in the city and used in or for the supplying of any utility service to any consumer thereof in the city. The utility customer shall be responsible for all costs to repair, replace meters, or endpoints when damage is, whether intentionally or accidentally, caused by the utility customers. Violations are also subject to section 1.040.130 of the MCC, which is the Monroe City Code. In that section, it defines a numerical value for potential fines that could also be levied if it's done willfully and intentionally. Any questions? I would entertain a motion to approve the first reading.
I'll make the motion for the first reading.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the first reading of the ordinance Article 86.04.01. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the first reading of Article 86.04.01, utility meters tampering with or damage. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. First reading is approved of ordinance, Article 86.04.01. I would entertain a motion for the second reading.
I'll make that motion.
We We have a motion on the floor for the second reading of Article 86.04.01, utility meters tampering with or damage. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve Article 86.04.01, utility meters tampering with or damage.
Alderman Schneider,
Yes.
Alderman Osborne,
Yes.
Alderman Saunders,
Yes.
Alderman Quinn,
Yes.
Alderman Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries. Second reading is approved of Article 86.04.01, utility meters tampering with or damage. Thank you very much. Moving on within the agenda, unfinished business. There being none, let's move forward. We would now like to adjourn this meeting to go into closed session. The intended agenda of this meeting also includes a vote to close part of this meeting pursuant to RSMO 610.021. 3, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of particular employees by a public governmental body when personal information about the employee is discussed or recorded, and also legal actions, causes of action, or litigation involving a public governmental body, and any confidential or privileged information between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys. I need a motion for adjournment to go into closed session.
Motion to adjourn and go into closed session.
We have a motion to adjourn and go into closed session. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go into closed session. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. We will now adjourn the public hearing and go into closed session.
We need a roll call.
We need a roll call. I apologize. Roll call.
Alderman Osborne, Alderman Saunders,
Yes.
Alderman Quinn,
Yes.
Alderman Smith,
Yes.
Alderman Schneider.
Yes.
Motion is approved. We'll now go into closed session. We need to have who needs to be in the closed section on the first part. City clerk, Mr. Osborne. Who else? Anyone else?
Yeah, they'll be here.
They'll be here?
Yeah.
They are here?
Alex is checking.
Okay. So we will retire to the upper chamber, is that correct?
You all will re-adjourn for after that, so reopen.
Well, we have to come back in closed session to adjourn the meeting, yes.
No, you already did that.
So we don't have to even come,
Motion,
we don't have to come back here at all?
No,
No, I'm gonna leave my stuff here.
Well, if everybody's leaving,
Yes.
do we need to go up there?
Do we need to go up there, or can we stay here if everybody's leaving?
Everybody's leaving, we can stay here.
All right.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, we'll stay here. Thank you all for attending, appreciate it.
So like, now if I have a beat for
We're gonna take a short break here, and then anybody needs to go to the restroom or go for a drink or anything, go for it.
This is just the agenda. I'll go downstairs and